Hello Sangha, welcome to day 16 of our 31 days. Whenever you're doing this, this may be the only practice from the month that you do. But the topic that we're going to speak about a bit is sleep, and sleep's a real issue for many people. It's a real, I think most people have struggled with sleep at some point, and you can't just switch yourself off and fall asleep. In the same way that you can't just switch yourself off and meditate, what we do is create the conditions so that sleep occurs. So what we're going to do is we'll do some self-massage. And while we're doing that and working on that, I'll give you some of the tips and suggestions that come from my teachers in terms of sleep. Because obviously sleep's a real fundamental aspect of our health. The better quality sleep we get, the more healthy we are, really. Okay. So we're going to start with our feet. And if you don't know, I'm trained in Thai massage for over 10 years. So one of the things we use is our thumbs, okay? Now we can do thumb presses and we can do thumb circles, okay? So just take your thumbs to your feet and just start to press gently and not too intensely, okay? And if you feel like doing little thumb circles where you put a little bit of pressure and then you start to make circles with your thumbs, that can be one of the techniques that you can use. Just massaging into your foot, like whatever your foot's been doing today. So maybe it's the morning and you're going to go out and do stuff, but it's still nice to give your feet a little attention. And then one of the other techniques we use is palm pressing. So you can take your palm and gently press the heel of your palm into your foot. And if you feel like coming back to your thumbs, come back to your thumbs. And also you can use these fingers a bit like you're playing the piano on the top of your foot. So sometimes I'm thumb pressing here and also just doing a little gentle massage with my fingers on the other side of my thumbs. So you can try that, see how that feels for you. Good. And then sometimes it's also nice to use your other foot. So you can take your heel of your other foot and press that gently into the foot that's on the ground, okay? Take your time with this. Just gently work in. So it's not going to be an exact science, this. Today it's just gently letting the tenderness go over your body, okay? And then switch to the other foot. Again, thumb presses, maybe thumb circles. Maybe finding the base of the gap between your big toe and your second toe and thumb circling all the way up that. So just slowly coming up. You feel the foot has some tender areas, some tougher areas, some areas where the skin is a bit more resilient. But just working into your foot and massaging around it. Anything you want to do, kind of get in tune with your foot and how it's feeling, giving it a little massage with your palm if you want to, with your fingers if you want to, giving it a little squeeze. And then switch to the other foot and allow it to massage into the foot you were just working on, using your heel. The lovely thing about Thai massage is you use many parts of your body, and you use your body to help create freedom in the other person's body. At the same time, you're creating freedom in your own body, okay? Good. And then from there, go back to the first leg. And we're going to make more thumb circles, but this time we're going to do it into the calf. So start at the very base of your calf, which is the Achilles tendon, okay? So the muscles kind of blend into your Achilles tendon, or the fascia and the soft tissue of your... So what I'm doing here is making thumb circles into my Achilles tendon. So you feel it's the biggest tendon in the body, it's a really thick strong part of your body. And it takes quite a lot of force for that to snap, and very occasionally, if you're very unfortunate, it may have snapped. And as you bring this thumb up, start to massage with the other thumbs. Maybe what I like to do sometimes is massage the thumbs into the calf and the fingers at the front into this anterior tibialis area, so the front between the two bones. So you feel your bone. You don't really want to press on your bone too much because it can be quite tender, the bone, which is why it's painful when we bang it. So just gently massage all in and around your calf and into your lower leg. Okay, just getting it a bit softer. And the great thing about giving yourself a massage is you know how much pressure you like or how much pressure you enjoy. Okay, good. We can then let this thigh, the inner thigh, go flat. And what we can do is take our hand and we can start to do some gentle palm pressing into our inner thigh. You're just pressing in here. It's almost like you're pushing down the same way you would squeeze a sponge. Like you're pushing down, you empty it, and then you bring your palm away and the fluid can come back into the area you've been pressing. So maybe we're getting rid of some of the dirty water in our thigh. The same way if you squeeze a sponge. I don't know if your thigh has dirty water in it, but you're working gently into that. If you like a little more pressure, you can take your elbow and take the edge of it and gently roll over that. Now that's quite intense, so start fairly gently and softly. And stay with gently and softly. So you're just kind of landing your forearm and then rolling it. Okay, so rolling onto the side. So landing on the flat and then roll. And you feel that is it can be very intense. Good. And maybe double palm press. So you just gently press down. One hand is quite soft, the hand against your leg, and the other hand is providing the pressure. I was running with the dog yesterday, so my legs are a little tender. Good. And then let that leg come out and relax and switch to the other side, taking your thumbs down to the base of your lower leg, the back of your lower leg, and make this thumb circle again. But feel free in this practice to really just do what feels good. Okay. Working into the Achilles tendon this side. So little thumb circles, thumb circles, thumb circles. Gently giving yourself some love, really, right? That sounds a really cheesy thing to say, but it's a really sweet thing to do, is to care for yourself. And then both thumbs into this area, just softening, maybe taking your fingers into the front of the gap between the two bones, between the fibula and the tibia, and just massaging in there. So these 8 fingers are working in the front, the 2 thumbs are working in the back. And you're just softening all the area of your legs, okay? See how that feels? Good. And then taking your palm into your inner thigh. Gently massaging into that. Remember, it's like emptying the sponge. So if you want to switch to your forearm, you can switch to your forearm and gently roll that slightly over. So you're coming from a more flat edge to a more, it's going to feel sharper, right? It's going to feel more intense. So when we were in India, my teacher spoke about sleep, and they said what their teacher did was, when he lay his head in the pillow, for him, it was like laying at the feet of the divine, okay? And when he lay at the feet of the divine, so he imagined his pillow was the feet of the divine. He said, the divine is looking after me, therefore all my worries are not worth worrying about, you know, like they're pointless because I'm being looked after by the divine. Just maybe 2 hands into this. So just follow me, do what you feel you want to do. Be tender, be gentle, be kind to yourself. Good. And then bring both legs to the front. And this time we're going to use another technique where we bring our fingers towards us and we just massage into, so all 8 fingers are coming in to the back of your thigh, and you can use your thumbs now on the top of your thighs, okay? It's really nice to have this done to you on your calves, but it's a bit hard to do it for yourself. So we're just working into this. Good. And then the other side. Okay, so fingers coming towards the inside or the underside of your thigh, and thumbs working on the top of your thigh. Really, like, I love our movement practice, and our movement can become a massage, but also like just to give yourself some self-massage is a really sweet thing to do. Good. And then gently release that. We're going to switch our position to all fours. Okay, so we can work into our hands and our wrists a little bit. So we're going to start working on our forearms before we get to our wrists. So let your forearm come down, resting on the floor. And a bit like we did on the other side, we can palm press into this. And you feel, because all the tendons down into your hand or in this forearm, every time you press down, your fingers are want to close because you're activating those tendons. Now, if you're somebody who likes it really strong, you can bring your knee forward. I find it here somewhere. And gently press in with your knee, but be very soft and gentle with this, because obviously the leg has a lot more weight and strength than your hand. But you can work into that. Trying to let go of the tension. And then try that on the other side, okay? So laying your forearm down, using your palm, and maybe sticking with your palm. I'll take my watch off, it's in the way. And gently pressing down into this. So this is really useful any time of day. It's not just for bedtime. And again, like we did on the other side, if you want to bring the knee, gently let it touch. You feel the force is so much more intense as soon as you get here. So be very tender. And then gently release that. Bring yourself back to a position where you can shake off your wrists, shake off your forearms, your elbows, your upper arms, your shoulders. Okay. And then take your thumb and your index finger, bring it to the base of the opposite thumb, down where it connects into your wrist, and just gently like screw it off. You're just kind of coming around and screwing off this finger, and then you do the next finger, and the next finger, and then finally onto your pinky. And just go through that one more time. Take it round and round and round. Okay, and then into the palm, some thumb circles into the palm. Okay, and then maybe taking the thumb between, you feel the space between the joints, just working up the space between the joints, between your pinky and your ring finger, and just working up and down the space between each of the fingers, just little thumb circles, just easing off that soft tissue between each side. Good. And then a little massage into the space between your thumb and your index finger. Okay, just give that a little rub. It's fairly significant little area of the body. And then anything else that feels good. Okay, so that hand feels really good. So let's do that on the other hand. So taking your thumb and your finger, just gently drawing that off. So you're just doing this little corkscrew movement. So my teachers also said when they were talking about sleep is that if we can have a mantra running through our head rather than our worries. So maybe we've spoke about Om Namaha this month. So if you wake up, rather than let your mind go to all your worries that have been going on. So just keep working up through your fingers, maybe doing a couple times each finger or up and down the fingers. And if you can have Om Namaha, not me, not mine, I'm letting go. Okay, that kind of mantra, you can do it in English if you want. Every exhale you can let go. Okay. Then maybe that's a helpful tool to begin to use. And once you get all the fingers, so you're just kind of gently pulling them out and open them up, and they feel super sweet once you've done that. And it's very nice to have somebody else do it to you. So maybe if you have somebody else around and they can do it for you. And then thumb circles into your palm, okay? And maybe even taking the base of this part here into this, and just like massaging into the palm, into the hands, just letting it get a little bit more free. Super sweet. I think I might go to bed after this, okay? And then take your thumb and find that space between the pinky, okay, so the structure of the pinky coming all the way down to the wrist, finding that space on the hand and just massaging between these two joints, okay, or these two sets of bones. Massaging up and down. Keeping the breath nice and smooth. Okay. Working into this space between your thumb and your index finger. Gently working into that too. Good. And shake off. Okay. And then come to a seated or a lying down position where you can focus on slow breathing. Okay. So if you can, if you're going to lie down, try not to fall asleep until you're actually in bed. Okay. And I recommend doing this maybe half an hour before you go to bed, so you can put all your screens off. Okay. And take these few moments just to let go of today, or if you're doing this in the morning, let go of yesterday. And take time just to soften and let go. Om Namaha. So slowly transition to bed, or transition into your day with softer legs, softer forearms and hands. We'll maybe do another one of these. If it's helpful, just let me know. And we can do more parts of our body and vary the techniques. Anyway, hope you sleep amazingly well. Hope you feel some of the tension has been removed from your body. Om Shanti.